Fudge here from the Cockney Reds, back here actually doing a quick review of my thoughts after seeing Manchester United against Arsenal. So I know it's a couple of days later, so it's Tuesday now. The game was on Sunday, and some people are probably thinking, is the hype still there? Couldn't you believe it? Of course it is. Manchester United smashed Arsenal 3-2, and here's my reaction. So please do subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's get into it. First things first, though, I've seen a few things being mentioned about the start of the game, and Arsenal were on top. I've watched it back a couple of times now, and it was only for the first 15 minutes. So from what I saw, it felt like Arsenal were, I don't know, they managed to get through the gaps a bit easier. We were solid still. We were solid throughout the whole game, actually. It was a bit of a crying shame that we didn't get a clean sheet, but we were solid throughout the game. But in the first 15 minutes, I'll give it to Arsenal, they were on top. That's the only time in the game that they were on top. If anyone wants to doubt me on that, watch it back. I have watched it back. This is why I'm doing my review now as well. I did watch the game live, but I then had to go out quickly straight afterwards. So I've watched the game, and I've watched it again, and I've watched it again. Better believe it. First 15 minutes, first 20 minutes, as I mentioned, although Arsenal had territory of the possession, they were pushing us back. They didn't really threaten us at all. There were times where they would actually be able to find a bit of space in the middle. But one thing that I'm seeing with Arsenal, I don't know if this is a common thread because I don't watch all of their games, so I've got to be honest with you. But they were quite, they weren't aggressive with it. I was expecting Arsenal to be cutthroat. I mean, I remember how Arsenal used to be a couple of seasons back, maybe when Arteta was really kicking them on. I think that was a season actually when they was top for all of that time, and then they flopped it in the end. But during that season, when they smelt blood, that was it. That was at it. But there was none of that. It was like nice, calm, good football. I mean, good, simple football. They play simple football really well. And that's not an insult in any way. They do simple football really well. They're really organized. They get back really quickly. And they get stuck in. That's it. They're like Stoke City with great players. And again, I don't even mean that as an insult. But they've got not even great players. They've got really good players, and they can command the possession of the ball quite well. But after that, we got to grips with it. And after that first 15 minutes, they didn't score when they was on top. We started to get into the game. We started to find spaces. We started to be able to exploit them. And I'm going to get into some of the players individually. But first and foremost, I felt that it was different to the City game in the fact that from start to finish, I felt like we bossed it. But yeah, for the first 15 minutes, Arsenal had a little bit of a spell where they couldn't capitalize on it. And when we started to go into the game, we started creating opportunities. You started seeing the crowd a bit nervous. And I did say, Black Kit United at the Emirates, things get done. And we know things get done, don't we? Yeah. But I'll get into Cunha later. But no, first things first, in terms of the way that we then tried to navigate that game, I thought we were superb. Defensively solid. Harry Maguire, what a performance. I thought Luke Shaw was class as well. Kept Saka pretty quiet for most of the game. And then I like the way that in both of those games, in terms of how we've actually defended with the 4-4-2. I've liked the way that Bruno and Mbeumo have navigated the press. And it's not stupid pressing either. It's not just pressing for the sake of pressing where everyone's out there. It wasn't like we pressed every single one of their players. But we're just smart and calculated. And that actually led to our first goal. But first things first, their first goal. And they put a ball in. And Dorgu probably should have done better with his header. I don't know if he was a bit worried about putting it out for a corner. But obviously he headed it more up than out or anything like that, which then fell to Saka. And he did well to find Ødegaard. I actually give him credit. I think he did try to find him. Ødegaard's shot. And it was just a waste man shot. I'm pretty sure he shot. And then he got a bit lucky. Martinez should have sorted his feet out a bit quicker. And Timber was obviously putting him under a bit of pressure. Maybe was concentrating on him a bit too much. But the first goal, that came against the run of play. That's the key thing here. It wasn't like they were dominating for the first half hour and that goal was coming. It was against the run of play. And straight away, I loved it straight away. I think they maybe had a 2 or 3 minute spell after their goal where they had a bit of confidence. But bam, straight away, it was back on them. We had the chance where Mbeumo gets put through one-on-one. It was kind of one-on-one. It was from the halfway line, though. And I didn't realize actually how quick Saliba and Gabriel were. But his first touch was a bit too wide, which then laid it off to Bruno, I think it was, who shoots. And then obviously it goes a bit wide. And then there was another opportunity actually. I think the ball was put through. I think Saliba's a bit daydreaming, didn't realize that Bruno was behind him, and he just managed to get it just in the nick of time. So we were creating opportunities, we were creating chances, and then Bruno obviously shoots, and it just goes wide then as well. So although we didn't get the shots on target in that in those moments, you could see that something was coming. So when we scored, it wasn't like it was against a random play; it was actually coming. And the fact that again there was that press, the way that we pressed that ball. Zubimendi is going to have his. I've seen Arsenal fans going for him. I think he's had a pretty solid start to his career, actually, but Arsenal fans were going for him. And rightly so, to be fair. It was ridiculous. It was sloppy. But what did I say in my preview? Actually, I should bring this preview back, actually, because when I did my score predictions, 3 things I mentioned. Black kit. We do well in the black kit, and I knew memories were going to get made. I said, big game in Boomer. That's what he does. The red card against Chelsea, the goal against Liverpool, the goal against City, and now he's got that clinical finish against Arsenal. No one had any doubt. And the class thing about it was when the ball came to him, he had a little bit of time, just a little bit, and then he just decided to round the keeper onto his weaker foot, and then Gabriel sliding like a mug. I was like, blah, nah, mate, you ain't getting that. 1-1, quieted the crowd down. What I loved about that again is that we then continued to push on. It wasn't even like Arsenal then got their second win. No, we was the better team for the rest of that half. We were still creating opportunities, still creating moments. And then at 1-1, you're thinking, okay, it's 1-1. Kind of a fair result. Maybe we've had the best of it, but we can take that going into the second half. Can we kick on? And kick on we did. Ballon Dogu, another man I mentioned during during my score prediction. Ballon Dogu. You can't mess with this guy. What I love about him is that I thought he started his reign quite well, actually. There were people getting on his back, but I always saw the quality about him. And what I really liked is that he's confident on the ball. He's confident in receiving the ball in difficult places. And he's not one of those fullbacks or when he was playing wingback, where he was always needing to go out wide or anything like that. He actually quite likes coming in centrally. And I love that. And that's why he was quite good on the right, actually. That's why I think Amorim liked playing him on the right sometime, or in his first game. I don't think he played him that much for them. But he's comfortable coming inside. And the way went Dogu, Bruno, Dogu, Bruno, Dogu, Dogu! Oh, what a goal. Nice little hip control. Yeah, don't try it with any handballs. Comfortably on the hip. And then that finish. That finish inside off the crossbar. Wow. What a guy. First 3 goals. Newcastle. This is all in the space of a month, actually. In the space of a month, we got that banger volley against Newcastle. He scored that goal last week against City. He's got 2 and 3. He got the assist against, who was it? Where Sesko scored 2. Well, assist for Sesko for that goal. Class as well. So he's coming along nicely. And it's a real shame. I saw the news this morning that it could be out for like 8 games or something like that, which is a real shame for him, man. Real shame because he's kicking on. But at the same time, he's young. He's going to be watching on the sides and he's going to come back confident and raring to go. And he's going to have all of us behind him as well. Every United fan is a Ballon Dogu fan now. So, yeah, 2-1. And what I loved about that again is that we didn't retreat. We didn't go in them for like 2 banks of the 5 or 4. We didn't swap any centre back substitutions. And one of the first games we haven't had centre back substitutions actually, but I loved his substitutions though. The fact that he brought on Sesko he brought on Cunha for Boomer, which was obviously a like for like swap. But then when Dorgu did get injured, he didn't think, oh yeah, how can I shut up shop? He then brings on Sesko. Moves Cunha out wide. Love that. It's because Manchester United attack is the best form of defense. And we were solid throughout that game. The only threats they offered were, obviously they got that cost for the first goal, which was unfortunate, I would say. But the only threat they really had was set pieces. And Cole said it before. Corner boys, you've got to watch out for them. And the way that they just chuck every single person into the middle of that 6-yard box, we've got to find a way to defend that better, actually. But it's really anti-football, man. But it's what can you say? They're elite at it. They're class at it. So to concede that, I think Colts even said all they need is that one corner. And I thought Lamens dealt with all of their free kicks, all of their corners really well actually throughout that game. And that one time, I mean, obviously he got a little bit of push in the back. It was a bit weak. He kind of missed the ball as well, so which was a shame. But yeah, they get their goal, and I guess that's what they. The one thing you can't fault is their delivery when they put in that ball, when they put those corners in. Delivery was class. It was twice actually, two of their corners where you felt there was a threat. One of them, I think we just managed to get out again, and that late on could have been a blow, but again, where their fans were like pushing on, thinking, "Yeah, we're going to kick on from here." Our players they didn't fear anything. Our players weren't shook in any way. They was like, "Come on, there's more for us here. There's no resting your laws. There's no yeah, let's just take the 2-2. There's no feeling sorry for themselves. It's just let's get out there and let's do what Manchester United do. Let us do what we do, and that's what Cunha did. And I know Antonio and Colts, they've been a little bit on his back a bit. Fair enough, because he hasn't got the goals that he deserves. But realistically, against Arsenal, both games, he's been class. And he got that goal that he deserved. And again, Sesko with control. And then Bruno to Mainu and then on to Cunha. I think he nuts the Rice actually to get it to Cunha. Found a bit of space, dug it out, bam. No, you ain't saving them ones. And again, comfortable at the end. There was no I was gonna say there was no threat, but then there was one time when Gyökeres clearly fouled Martinez. But one thing I felt is that as soon as Gyökeres came on the pitch, I was like, nah, that's it. United are winning this game. There's no threat from them whatsoever other than set pieces. And obviously they do go and score the set piece, but it was just relaxation. I mean, Jesus didn't do much. He did score a couple of seasons ago, maybe it was, against us. That's why I was fretting a bit about him. But when Gyökeres come on, she's like, this guy is he's just not a baller, is he? So yeah, it was calm, it was comfortable, and got us the victory. So yeah, 2-1. And we are going to have coming up on this channel, we are going to have the preview of the Fulham game coming up, where we will talk in more detail about what we're going to do about the change of formation, whether or not these two games for Carrick, whether it is a different, well, obviously it's going to be a different style. We've gone from being underdogs in both of these games, where not many people were expecting 6 points, even me, to a situation where we're now going to be favourites going into most of the games that we're playing against now. And can we play against deeper blocks? So how we play against them will be really interesting to see. But I've seen some of the comments from like Roy Keane saying that Carrick doesn't deserve the job, even if he wins every game, which is ridiculous because he would have won the league. So but yeah, I'm trying not to really trying not to get carried away until we see the lights of the Fulham game. So I don't even start talking about that guy getting his haircut or anything like that. Not until we see how we do in this Fulham game. And then we can then start looking at where else we can go from there. But yeah, I really just wanted to get my 2 pennies in because I mean I've been for every review. So for me to miss this one, I was like, nah. I've got to say a little something. So yeah, man. But Carrick, what a G. First 2 games, you can't fault it. To be able to beat Man City and then to go to Arsenal, humble Arsenal. Wow. And then I know people are going to start thinking, actually, I'm not even going to get into any of that silliness talk about how far we can come. That will all come against for them in the preview. So we'll see. But right now, good vibes. Good vibes all around. And if you like that, do click the like on that button. And we're really looking forward and excited to see what we've got coming up. So, yeah, as I said, on the channel, we've got the preview for the Fulham game. We've got a prediction video as well for the Fulham game coming up. And, yeah, coming up soon as well, we are going to be going back to OT. We are going to start doing some of these reviews live together as well and doing some of the videos together. So, a lot of stuff coming up on this channel. So thank you to each and every single person that's already subscribed. Got big things coming for this channel, and we really want you to be a part of it. So if you haven't already, do click that subscribe button. Like the video as well, which is really helpful. And get in the comments and let me know who your star man was. Because I thought there was quite a few. I think Maguire got the man of the match in that game. I mean, I could just go through some of the players and some of the performances. Martinez, I was disappointed with him in terms of the goal itself. But what he brings in the possession, what he brings is just centre back wise is unrivaled. The way that he can slot the ball through, wow, mate, the way he plays through the channels is just unreal. So I'm really happy with him. Lemon's class. There was that shot from Saka I didn't mention, actually. That was like the only real threat they had other than that, which went into the near post. And I thought if that's a Nana or some of the other keepers they've had previously, man, that would have caused some threat. But yeah, there was just times, even after conceding that corner, he was still there claiming high crosses, still there punching them out. And yeah, class, comfortable. Dalot, Ganu gets a lot of stick, but I thought he'd done all right, to be fair. I don't think Trossard had any sniff in there. And Saka went on over to the other side. No joy ever. Madweki come on against Shaw, and Shaw, comfy, mate. Comfy. That's it. Harry Maguire, what a legend. What a legend. £80 million bargain. What can I say? Love that guy. Casemiro, class again. Casemiro, what we're going to do when he leaves, we're going to have to replace him. When we do replace him, we've got to make sure that replacement, that's solid. That's probably something we might bring up in the Fulham preview, actually. And Kobe Mainu, good to have him back, man. I mean, it wasn't nothing spectacular, but he's tidy. I see that he ran the most distance again, and I love that. I love the fact that he's just given it his all, and it's so key, especially it's like a team like Arsenal who break back so quickly. So they break forward and break back so quickly. And Kobe Mainu was just class in terms of making sure that gaps are covered because, like I said, Arsenal don't take risks. They're one of them teams that want to keep things nice and simple. And the fact that they don't take risks allows our players to get back in time and stuff as well. So, yeah, that was nice. That was nice and easy. So, class performance. Bruno Fernandes, like I said, the best player in the Premier League. Heard me right. I said that. The best player in the Premier League. Put respect on his name. There's only one Bruno. And yeah, that guy, love him. He's a G. He's a legend. He could perform in any Manchester United 11, in all of the different teams, in all of the different seasons. I don't care. He would have made it. Whether he goes up there in the legendary status as high as them, obviously that's debatable or not likely because of the trophies and all the rest of it. But he deserves so much respect. And when he bows out, I'm not going to say statue or anything like that, but he definitely secured his legendary status. So hopefully, whatever he does, whether it's this season, next season, whenever it comes, let's just hope that we can do him some justice, actually, because he's been a great servant for us, and he was a class again with that goal again. I mean, not the goal, got a nice little assist from Dorgu. Where are they toyed with them Arsenal boys? Oh, Dorgu and Bruno, man, it was just class. Obviously, you just mentioned Ballon Dorgu on the left. Absolutely top quality. What a baller. He's only 20 years of age. He's just completed his first 12 months at Manchester United from Lecce, at least, whatever you want to call him. 12 months at Manchester United, and that's what he's doing already, yeah? I'm hearing the Gareth Bell regen things, and I'm like, Ahmad was a bit quieter, I thought. He didn't really get at Hincapi that much as I would have liked, but just tidy. Most importantly, for a game like this, he's just such a workhorse. I'll be interested to see whether or not we change anything or whether he starts again for the next game. But again, we'll keep that one for the preview kit. And then up top, what can you say? Big game in Brumo. Big game in Brumo. I'm so happy with all of the signings that we made in the summer. I feel like getting someone like Brumo was such a I was going to say masterstroke, but it's kind of a no-brainer. But I know a lot of teams would have been in for him, but they didn't get him. And now we have the best right winger in the league. I heard it here first, yeah. Not first, probably, but heard it here. He is the number one. I know he played up front, actually, so maybe he's a bit, I don't know if I should be. Anyway, that's what I'm saying, because he was competing with the likes of, I guess it's Salah and Saka. Maybe it's a bit premature to say over Salah because he had that ridiculous season last season. But this season, he's a waste man, isn't he? So what can you say? I mean, even Slot's been benching him and all the rest of it, so it's not my fault that he's doing that. So, and then Saka, man, he's fallen. Do you know what? I feel sorry for him because, like, actually, how can I feel sorry for Arsenal boys? Saka's fallen off hard. They're star boy, man. What has gone on? Crazy had a fall off, man. And yeah, he just like I said, he had that shot, but the threat it's just not the same. I remember when him and Rashford were banging in screamers from like both in that same game before, and it's just not the same. He just pragmatic Arsenal, man. And if anything comes from this, I really hope that the team behind them can buck up their ideas. When I say teams, really, I mean Aston Villa. Not really, obviously, not a City fan at all. So yeah, if Aston Villa can buck up their ideas and start doing a few bits, that would be amazing to see. By the way, this was only supposed to be a short video, so that's my review thoughts. And do get in the comments and let us know what you think. And look forward to seeing you on the preview. Check it out. All I've got left to say is, come on, United! Come on!